Fox Sports.
We are the Fox. We are MC.
Happy Sunday to you from Chicago, Illinois, and Guaranteed Rate Field for the final game before the All-Star break. It's the Royals and the Chicago White Sox. Hi, everybody. Steve Physiak, Rex Hudler with you. The Royals, for the first half of the season, have had a devil of a time hitting with runners in scoring position. But it seems like, Rex, the last week, they're more competitive during their at-bats, and they're coming through more in the clutch.
Hey, better late than never, huh? You got to have runs to win in this game of baseball. Look, it's fun to see what they're doing, Fizz. They're using the whole field. That's what I'm liking. They're hitting the ball where it's pitched, and you mentioned it. Heck, they're competing in their at-bats. That's music to any hitting coach's ears, especially the runs. 6.3 runs per game. Royals are going to find themselves in the win column a lot more in that second half if they continue that.
And the Royals will also have a starter in the All-Star game. In the Midsummer Classic, it's Salvador Perez one more time. We'll tell his story when we come back. Of this series, Royals and White Sox, and for the 5th straight year, Salvador Perez of the Royals will start in the American League All-Star game.
How proud must Salvi and his family be for that? The performance? I'm telling you what, the organization, they all should be proud. That doesn't happen to too many catchers, and we'll show you a list later in the day of some of the great names that he's in with, the good company. But yesterday, he played like an all-star. Fizz, check him out. Back-to-back plays, good communication, picking up that ball off the ground. There's none better.
And Birch Smith will be on the mound for the Royals. It is a bullpen by committee day. Royals and White Sox coming your way soon. 6 degrees here at Guaranteed Rate Field. Steve Physiok, Rex Hudler, Joe Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery. Just a partly cloudy day. And here's a look at the Royals starting lineup. They'll go with Merrifield, Bonifacio, Moustakas, and Salvador Perez. That 4 combined for all 5 RBIs and 2 home runs yesterday. Mondesi back in there, and Escobar will sit this final game before the break.
Yeah, Esky's okay with that. Ned Yost let him know last night before he even came into the ballpark he could take a chill pill, and you know what? Good for him. New generation's coming on with Mondi.
And Lucas Giolito, tall right-hander, 6'6" from Santa Monica, California.
Yep, Giolito, he's another one of those great arms that they got from the Washington Nationals. 254 average. He's done okay this year. He's had some issues with overthinking things at times, and you know what? Sometimes we get into our own heads as players. It's not easy, and as broadcasters. But the keys are frenzied hitting for the Royals against Giolito. That means just look for your pitch and put the ball in play. He's going to give up a lot of base hits, especially with his fastball. Defending behind him on this 3rd game, I'm not going to bag on how poor they've been this year, but they haven't been great. But Adam Engel, he's fun to watch in center field. Engel is making his 24th start out there. Now, got the infield here. Moncada was out yesterday. Looked like he was going to be severely injured. He's fine. He's back in there, and that's good for the White Sox.
Yeah, he just has a bone bruise on that right knee. Our crew chief, of course, is Mike Winters. He's at first base today. Chad Whitson will be calling balls and strikes. Tim Timmons at second. And Adam Hammery is at third base. With Merrifield, boy, he has been hot. He's hit 14 of his last 15, hitting .435 in that stretch to raise his batting average to .307 in the top 15 in the American League. And he pops it foul, back and out of play. Good to see Which Dad here watching his son Bill all the way from Carolina to see his son play. And our key at Drive to Success is about Whit Merrifield, what he has done. Last 15 games he's been on base every single contest, and the batting average in that time .435 with 6 doubles. He now has 29, tied for 4th in the American League in that department.
He has the ability to barrel the baseball. Able to keep that bat head in the zone a long time. Stays inside, uses the whole field. That's why he's always hitting for average, and a decent average with runners in scoring position.
Whit barely got a piece of it. Giolito, though, had 57 strikeouts in 97 innings, but 57 walks as well.
You know, one of our keys to this game would have been be patient, but we're not patient. We swing, we hack, so we might as well go ahead and frenzy hit off him. Just look for a pitch and hit. It doesn't have to be down the middle. We've watched Whitley get numerous hits, especially to the opposite field with pitches 3-4 inches off the outside part of the plate. And whenever he fouls a ball off his foot, he told me, and I know from experience, that's a bad pitch. It's way in. Don't swing at it.
And Giolito, I understand, will throw both a 4-seam fastball and a 2-seam.
That's right, and that both of those pitches have been highly flammable, especially for home runs. 13 off of that fastball.
All in the dirt, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
There's all the pitches, Fizz. I just mentioned 13 home runs allowed on that heater. Look for one. Tee her high and let her fly. Ball carries very well here at Guaranteed to Rake Field. Wow.
There's that breaking ball. Looked like he may have slipped with his plant leg and missed very badly with the pitch, so a full count.
I'll say that ball almost hit the grass. It was so short. Hey, ball 4, base hit. Get on base. That's all you need to do.
Once again, Witt battling, fouls it off, and he's seen 8 pitches to start this game, and that helps out everybody in the on-deck circle. And then after that, they're watching Lucas Giolito, who's making his 19th start this year.
I love it. Whitley is getting a handful of pitches today, and he's really taking a rip. He's not looking to water the garden in right field either. He's looking to hit one out of here.
I was watching Bonifacio study Giolito as he was getting ready to go into his windup. And there is ball 4. So after a 1-2 count, a great duel by Whit Merrifield, fouling off pitch after pitch. He saw 10 pitches and finally works the walk.
Outstanding.
Here is the Kubota power stats.
Jorge Bonifacio better be careful, because he's been lethal. That head of that bat is flaming. It's got some hits all over it, and they're leaving the yard. Yesterday it did for the first time. He's showing a lot. Getting those hits, making some good contact. Doesn't try to do too much, and he's got some pretty good wheels.
7-game hit streak, raised the average to 306. Knocks that one up the middle, cut off by Anderson. They've got one and safe. Renteria will check.
Too bad Whitley didn't continue to go. As he bluffed to go, he would have been safe. Good little backhand flip. But Moncada's showing some really good hands there, and I think his foot was off the base, but we'll see. Like that, hustling down that line. Beat it anyway.
So Merrifield and Bonifacio will trade places. Play goes 6-4. Mike Moustakas looking for his first hit of this series. He's 0 for 8. Came in hot. 5 home runs in the last 2 weeks of the season. Blasted 2 in that final game against Minnesota on Wednesday. That one looked like it was in Mike's wheelhouse.
Moose looking for that cookie. He wants to go deep. He's had more career home runs against the White Sox than any other opponent. 20.
In there. 1 and 2. Giolito coming off perhaps his best start of the year Sunday at Houston. He lost the game 2-1, but pitched well. Gave up 2 runs in 7 1/3. That was a career high in innings pitched. But he's also had some very bad games this year, like back in May when he gave up 7 runs in only an inning and a third against Baltimore. He has the highest ERA in the major leagues among qualified pitchers, 6.59.
Nice grab. That's a young man that's alive today and awake. That's a good play. Wasn't coming in soft either. And too bad Moose didn't get that to stay fair. That's a one-handed grab. Man, security guards trying to deflect him and everything, distract him. Watch this one-handed play. I'll take a phrase away from former Baltimore Orioles PA announcer Rex Barney. Give that fan a contract.
Heck of a play.
Love how Moose is trying to hit that ball in left field. Sir, yeah, you gotta tell your son how you made that play. Now he's gonna say, wow, maybe it's on TV. Let's take a look at the replay.
He must have the MLB app. But he's got his son a souvenir.
He's gonna
Big League Baseball.
He's going to stream that catch. That was a worthy catch. That's a highlight reel.
Well, we're seeing some good battles. First by Whit Merrifield, who saw 10 pitches before walking, and now by Mike Moustakas as Giolito has worked him away and now in. Mike fighting off those tough pitches. Maybe he'll get himself a cookie. 335 down that right field line. Power alleys are very favorable to the offense. Giolito has only thrown 18 pitches to get just 1 out.
Can't let any negative thoughts sink in if you're Giolito. I could tell by the way he snapped at the ball when the catcher Kevin Smith threw it back to him. Don't let that negative guy, that man on the shoulder Monty likes to call, don't let him in your mind. Because if you let him in your mind at this level, this early in the game, you're in trouble. Listen to the other side. I can, I will. I'm gonna.
Another 3-2 count. The Royals send Bonifacio to try and stay out of a double play. Giolito has induced 10 double plays this year. Thinking with us.
Yes, you know, Moose has struck out 60 times. That's not a big number for as many at bats as he has. 352 coming in here. Send him. But when you go with less than 2 outs, you got to make sure that he goes home. Don't get picked off.
StatCast powered by AWS.
Check it out. Moustakas hits the ball on the ground. Right to that 33% time, more times than not, but that's a base hit if he hits it there now.
Bonifacio does go, but it's ball 4, so 2 walks in the first inning by Giolito. And Hud, you talked about his bad body language earlier when he snapped at the baseball. The Royals would love to get into his mind. You said the Royals are hackers, but they're waiting for their pitch.
You know, the one time we didn't use the be patient as a key to beat the pitcher, they walk. Wouldn't you know it? But that's good. I love to see him. They're seeing a lot of pitches.
I just thought the fact that the way Witt and Moustakas were fighting off tough pitches right on the edges to give themselves a greater opportunity in that plate appearance.
During this streak of scoring 6.3 runs per game, we're seeing more competitive at bats.
Now Perez, and it is dropped, and Bonifacio around third. He's coming home. The throw to the plate is in time.
I think Bonifacio took it upon himself to, he thought he could make it, and ended up being 2 perfect relay throws, got him by plenty. Especially with Lucas Duda coming up, might have been a little bit too aggressive because he's already in scoring position. You see how he hesitated there waiting for the catch, you know, and Jersh was sending him. My bad, was not on Bonifacio.
Let's see if Duda can pick up the team. 3 infielders right side for Chicago, 1 on the left. Ball 1.
We've seen Duda. See the 7 homers? 5 of those have been heaters on the inside part of the plate. He can backspin a baseball. No doubt.
2 on, 2 out. Giolito has worked hard in this first inning, 25 pitches already. He gets ahead, then all of a sudden, instead of finishing guys off, he begins to tease them, like off the corners.
He can't afford to be teasing anybody. He better try to get in that zone and stay down low if he wants to pitch very long in this game. Duda let him off the hook there, 1-1. That was a good pitch, 94 on his, right in his wheelhouse. See if he makes a mistake.
Pickoff play. Similar play knocked out Moncada yesterday as he took a ball right to the inside of the right knee and had to come out of the game. He's back in there today.
Yeah, it was the ball that bruised his knee. I thought it was a knee-to-knee contact, but he's good to see he's fine.
Again, coming in on Duda with that fastball at 94, and there was a time earlier this year that Giolito was really concerned about his loss in velocity. He had gone from 97 all the way down to 91, and Don Cooper thought he was thinking about that too much.
I mean, 30 years in the organization, pitching coach Don Cooper. That Cooper? Wow, he's been awesome. And Coop said, look, don't worry about the velocity. If you have 88 to 90, 91, 92, you know, that's plenty to get a big league hitter out. Concentrate on staying behind the ball and working on your mechanics and just focus on repeating your delivery. That's all you got to do. Keep down low in the zone. He's 6'6", 255. He's a big guy, so stay behind the ball and on top of it in downward angle.
Royals are battling even though they have not scored in this first inning. Some quality plate appearances. Another 3-2 count. Next pitch will be the 30th of the first inning for Lucas Giolito. Called strike 3. The Royals will lead 2. They do not score, but they do force the Chicago right-hander to throw 30 pitches in the first. Let's check out the Chicago starting lineup. Moncada back in there after hurting his right knee yesterday. Sanchez, Abreu, and Jose Abreu. 137 home runs in his career. And Matt Davidson, by the way, 7 home runs against Kansas City this year. And Bert Smith, those are his numbers, 5.83 ERA.
That's right. Bert Smith pound down in the strike zone. That's what he wants to do, attack his opponents. They're hitting 285. It's a small sample size. His second start in his career. Bert Smith, keys to beating the White Sox: carry that strong first leg of the baton relay because they're going to get a lot of relievers in there. Royals pitchers are going to be in there. So, look, set a good tone and make a strong first leg of the trip around.
Yeah, Ned said he would have Birch go 50 to 60 pitches. First pitch in there, strike one, so you might as well pound it down. Make him swing. Hopefully it'll be hit on the ground, and you can let your deep ends go to work with Duda, Merrifield, Mondesi, and Moose first to third on that infield.
Birch Smith, he's happy to get that ball today, taking advantage of another opportunity given to him.
Well, line sharply to right, it'll drop for a hit. Moncada is on.
Defensively, the Royals, brought to you by Ford, around the horn. Alex Gordon in left field has 8 outfield assists. That's 1 shy of the American League lead. You know he's going to make a play sometime in this game. Moustakas, believe it, he's going to make a play. Mondesi back at shortstop today. Check it out. Watch the left side.
Strike one. And Smith only pitching on 3 days rest. He pitched on Wednesday, Hud, but he only threw 3 in the third innings, went 71 pitches in that contest, and the Royals felt comfortable bringing him back on Sunday because they knew that they would not ask him to go deep, that this would be a bullpen game.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be fine. Like to get in the strike zone a little bit more. And Moncada all of a sudden is becoming a ball magnet now.
I just saw the ball ricochet off him again.
And you know, he's got it nailed yesterday. Now this got him in the ribs, I believe. Oh yeah. Now that's legitimate. He got a rib ball. Duda didn't get a glove on it. That hurt.
Well, that'll teach him to get a lead.
Yeah, I'll bet that ball was thrown over there at least 80 miles an hour, 70.
Sanchez down the line, foul. Now Birch has the 0-2 count. This is where you really want to be aggressive down in that strike zone, not let Chicago batters get back in the count.
Yeah, but not this pitch. 0-2, you don't want to leave a cookie out over the plate. Now down in the zone's good. If it's off the plate, maybe he'll chase. Got a couple of pitches to work with.
Well, we saw Giolito consistently let the Royals back in counts, and that's why he threw 30 pitches in that first inning. He would get ahead, but and all of a sudden it would be 3-2.
Wouldn't finishing guys. I know what you're saying. Ooh. That was an emergency hack, but that's a good pitch. 0-2. Up and in like that. Now you can finish him away. Coming at you, 4 seamers. A few good breaking balls he's got, and it's a nice overhand curve. Changeup has some fading action away from the lefty.
There you go. A nice swing and a miss. Aggressive on an 0-2 count and strikes out Sanchez for the first out of the bottom of the first.
Like that. When you have that kind of fuzz on your fastball, you go ahead and throw it. Call it what you want. Fuzz, hair, you know, movement, giddy up, queso, any kind of cheese references, fizz is what the ball players talk about.
And Smith had shaken the first offer by Rubutero, so he knew he had conviction in that fastball.
That's right. And that's what you want. It's a good word if you're a pitcher. Be convicted with your pitches, especially your heater.
Moncada has stolen 9 bases. Abreu, the top RBI guy, up 52 this year. He had his 13th home run in their Friday win, 9-6. Royals won yesterday 5-0. Abreu has gone through a 5 for 39 slide lately, and he has also hit into 14 double plays this year, most on the team by far.
Put him in the lane then, Fizz. I know you can't. Birch can, though, whether he executes a pitch down.
He is pounding Abreu inside. Last 2 pitches, fastballs in.
Don't want him to get his hands extended. Has a really nice inside-out swing. He can barrel balls out of the park to the opposite field with no problem, especially here. He's one of our era's best hitters, no question. He's already shown that in his 4 years.
Runner goes, pitch is swung on, ground ball short. Mondesi's only play will be first. Out there is Abreu, but Moncada moves into scoring position. They were thinking that if it was hit on the ground that it would be a double play, so they sent Moncada to stay out of it.
It's a good move by Rick Renteria, moving the runners, especially when you got a guy like you mentioned, grounds into a lot.
There is Rick. He has been well received by this Chicago White Sox organization. A guy who is bilingual, speaks both English and Spanish. In the White Sox organization, they do have a lot of Latin players from the Dominican Republic and from Cuba, from Venezuela.
But you know, he's very practical. He's a disciplinarian in a way, not a bad way, not overbearing, but he's definitely firm. He's got a lot of work to do. He was telling us before the game. And the Chicago media asked Renteria what he would give himself if he was grading himself. And he said, well, I can do a lot better, there's no doubt about it. But I'll leave that up to you. You guys can grade me. I'm not going to put a grade on myself.
That ball hit well and gone.
Palka, this young man here, he's got explosive power. He's 6'2", 230 pounds. He's a big kid. He's got a short swing, and when you leave him a cookie like that, he's not going to miss it. That ball was barreled, and it was on the line. Palka, he'll get it. That's his 12th. He's having an outstanding rookie season.
Well, he's absolutely torn apart the Royals this year. That's 10 hits by Palka, and now a single back up the middle by Leori Garcia, who has his 5th hit of this series. But Palka now 10 for 19 with 6 extra base hits. Now the big slugger Davidson, who has been below average against every other team except Kansas City. Half of those 14 home runs against the Royals, and we're only talking about 9 games played. Runner goes, ball dropped by Butera, and that's a steal for Garcia. Matt Davidson from Yucaipa, California. Bird Smith from San Antonio, Texas, now lives in Tyler. Fouled off. the dramatic numbers against Kansas City, including 3 in one game.
He's got big time power. There's no doubt. That's what he does. He's predominantly pull. He can go opposite field in this yard, though.
Playing him perfectly was Merrifield, who'll throw out Davidson, but a 2-run home run by Palka gives Chicago the early lead. Sox lead it. The Royals hit a triple in today's game. The Kansas City Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the Kansas City Major League Baseball Urban Youth Academy. And they made that donation last night when Bonifacio was able to pick up a triple, his first of the year. He was a little bit surprised that he was given a triple by the official scorekeeper.
Gifts sometimes come in disguises, Fizz, but that's a nice one for sure. He wrapped it up.
Giolito facing Paulo Orlando. Paulo playing in back-to-back games. He is here because of Rosell Herrera on the paternity list. Joe Goldberg will have more of that after Orlando either gets on or makes out. Paulo called up from the minor leagues, went 1 for 4 yesterday with a run scored on that triple by Bonifacio we were talking about. In there. He's able to snap that curveball off in the inside corner. Giolito was Washington's first-round pick in 2012 out of Harvard Westlake, and then traded to Chicago along with Lopez and Dunning for the Adam Eaton deal. And that was in December of 2016. So Giolito, as a rookie last year, made 7 starts, pitched well, had a 2.38 ERA his sophomore season. Not going as well with an ERA of over 6.5.
Harvard Westlake, where's that?
In the LA area. Kind of the rich LA area.
Yep. It's all right. Look, we talk about all these ball players and where they're from, and there's some colleges I've never even heard of. So it's encouraging to be able to let the young people know that are going to school and colleges. You don't have to go to a big college to be a big leaguer. You just believe in your heart.
Yeah, his mom and dad are actors in Hollywood.
Wow, it's awesome.
Rick Giolito was in Who's the Boss, Hunter, Jake the Fat Man, and others. There's a fly ball struck to the right side. And it's the right fielder, Garcia, to make the catch. Let's go to Joel.
A lot of I got it's down there right in front of me. One guy not calling I got it for this series, Rosel Herrera. We told you that he was heading home for the birth of his first child, or heading back out east where his wife was, and he thought it'd be Thursday or Friday. It happened this morning. He told me 9:14 this morning. I'm guessing that's East Coast time. A brand new baby girl, his wife Patricia, giving birth to Rosaline this morning. And so, as you might expect, Rosie, as in Roselle, very excited and happy. He's expected to join the team after the All-Star break on Friday. Papa Rosie with a new baby Rosie. Congratulations to the Herreras.
And Joel, nothing could be perfect. You talk about timing. Giving birth right before the All-Star break, having a week to spend with your first child, that is awesome.
Oh, that's fresh. Rosaline. Oh, I love the line drive in her name.
That's her middle name, Drive?
No.
Rosaline Drive?
I made that up for him.
Okay.
In case they didn't have a middle name, Drive would be perfect.
Of course it would.
Rosaline Drive Herrera. Perfect. Maybe they can save that one for the boy, the young man could come along the way.
Alex Gordon deep to left, but not deep enough, and Polka will pull it down right on the edge of the warning track. 2 outs. Much more efficient second inning so far for Giolito than the first one. He threw 30 pitches in that first inning. He's thrown just 10 in the second to get 2 outs. Here is Adalberto Mondesi. Raised that batting average to .232. I was visiting with Royals coach Mike Jersley before the game about Mondesi, and he really likes his development. He said he's looking more comfortable this tenure in the big leagues after being on that roller coaster ride. Foul back, good swing on that last fastball.
Production will, then confidence will come. When that sets in, watch out.
Yeah, what comes first, comfort or confidence? Confidence or comfort?
You have to get comfortable in who you are first, and you got to say, I can compete here.
Tries to bunt his way on, but bunts foul.
And then once you know that you can play here, that's when you say, watch me today. I want to get him.
Jer said the same thing, Hud. He said, I am seeing a young man who now believes that I can hit at the big league level. He's always believed that he was an outstanding defender. Jersley believes in his all-round ability.
Oh.
Well struck left center field and up against the wall. And that looks to be a ground rule double as it skipped off the top of the wall and then into the stands. And that's the kind of opposite field power for a shortstop.
Yep. That ball was well struck. 5th double. Look at that. That's a heater in good head position. He uses a 2-hand follow through from the left side of the plate, and a right side of the plate is a top hand takeoff.
And Rex, you wonder as he continues to mature as a Major League Baseball player, and Mondesi again only 22 years of age, he has the looks or the talent of a guy who could be a first, second, or third hitter in the order.
It's very possible.
We don't want to put too much pressure on the young man, but we're just talking about skills, talent.
Wow, Fizz, you are heaping a bunch of pressure on him right now. I can't believe that. Let's go, leave him alone. Let him develop. Criminy sakes. No, look, it's not easy. He makes it look easy, but he's got a high ceiling, no doubt. They use that term for a young player who's got the whole world ahead of him.
Well, and I think the Royals as an organization, starting with Dayton Moore, is be patient with your success. You know, your time will come.
Trust the process. Butera now, he's waiting and he's being patient, but 3-1 right here. Don't walk with 2 outs. Look to swing the bat. What do you got to lose? Not going to run. Love how he shortens up on his bat. He's choked up, you know. Get up on that plate and look for something hit and find a hole. They're not going to throw Mondesi out.
In the air, left side, Palka. Mondesi is left stranded at second base. We head to the bottom of number 2, 2-0, Chicago. Was May 1st at Fenway Park. Gordon tied it, and then in the 13th, Jorge Soler won it for the 3-run blast.
That's against the best team in the world, Red Sox. There's none better right now.
Yeah, they have the most wins of any team in the major leagues with 67. They're 37 games over 500. But what a win by Kansas City.
That was.
And on the road. Bunt try by Tim Anderson, fouled off, strike 1. Off the plate, 1-1 count. Bert Smith graduated from Robert E. Lee High School in Tyler, Texas. Did not make the baseball team as a freshman, but rose to all East Texas by his senior year. Those late bloomers, and then he went on to Howard Junior College, where he's an All-American there. And we told you the other day about when they won the national championship, and Birch's team won 63 games, lost only 1 in 2 years. Anderson pops it up left side. Mondesi, 1 out. Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com/saves to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. Kevin Smith, he went 1 for 3 with a walk yesterday in the Royals' 5-0 win. Smith has been strong since his call-up, hitting in 19 of the 21 starts he's had. Fouls this one off. to the University of Pittsburgh. Moustakis. 2 outs.
The MLB.TV All-Star Sale is here. For $39.99, watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackouts and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV. Take advantage of this sale.
Here's number 9 batter Adam Engel. He went 0 for 3 last night. Danny Duffy really controlled him in the 3rd and the 5th inning, striking him out both times.
Right. Who didn't he control? Everyone. That was an outstanding outing. Smooth delivery he had, but I loved his competitive fire we saw in Danny Duffy.
And if you watched our pregame show with Joel and Monty, Danny was telling those guys about getting back to his fastball, commanding his #1 pitch. Boy, he was excellent with it. Also, just the finish he had on that breaking ball as well.
I would have liked to have heard him address the scowl that he had on his face. when Ned
I think
asked
Joel
to take
asked him.
Did he? I was out for this is the first time all year I didn't get a chance to see the show.
Well, Smith, a much better second inning than he did the first. He strikes out Engel. A 1-2-3 second. We'll see Merrifield, Bonifacio, and Moustakis when we come back. And Boston. How about a walk-off grand slam by Xander Bogaerts in the 10th inning?
Like that team needs any more energy. Wow. Man, that's amazing. What a stroke. That guy. They have some big-time players.
Yeah, this week they've had nothing but drama after drama when you consider Mookie Betts earlier in the week had a 13-pitch grand slam. And the Red Sox, best record in Major League Baseball. That is our Toyota League leader. But the second best record is within their division. New York, 3.5 games back.
Who do you think will win the All-Star game looking at those American League teams that are all leading right there, Fizz? How about that? Only one National League team sneaking in there. AL dominant. Judge, Trout, Betts in your outfield. Are you kidding? You got speed and power all over that place. MVPs. You got 2 MVPs in the American League right there in the outfield. Possibly 3.
Well, it will be on Fox. Have a chance to watch it on Tuesday. Whit Merrifield was very deserving to go, top 15 in the batting race, top 10 in hits, top 5 in doubles. Just barely foul. And I thought he might be a very good addition selected by the manager because of a guy who can play so many different positions.
He stays at it, his time will come.
Yep.
Let him continue to play with a little chip on his shoulder. That's good for some players.
It's worked for him.
Believe it. Hopefully he has that chip on his shoulder his entire career.
Got away.
Lots of times when you got a guy who's played a long time in the minor leagues, he has a chip. He's like, you know, it's my turn now.
You had a 2x4 on your shoulder.
Oh man, was that painful.
Another 3-2 count. Giolito at 54 pitches to get 6 outs thus far. The Sox bullpen will be involved in this game.
This is a flashback to Friday's game. All these pitches that are being thrown. Look for it here. Don't want to walk. Ooh, just missed a good swing. But you can see with that swing there, 3-2, how he kind of looped it a little bit, but his hands are definitely staying inside the ball. He's trying to put it in the big part of the field. He wasn't trying to pull it out of the ballpark.
Whit Merrifield has been up 2 times. He has seen 18 pitches. This will be the 18th. He saw 10 in his first plate appearance. And then he swings and misses and strikes out. As you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in today's game. Strike 1. Another thing that Joel and Monty discussed in the pregame show was with Danny Duffy about his enjoyment of watching Bonifacio compete in every single at-bat. Just the way he goes about his business. He said, man, we missed him in that first half.
They did. What's exciting to hear about, though, is the fact that Solaire's doing so well in his recovery. He's doing a good job. I mean, to have both of these guys in the lineup, that's going to be good.
Giolito had a rough start. 3 of the first 4 Royals reached. Since that time, only 1 has, and he's faced 6 batters in that span. Just off the plate. For a moment there, I thought Chad Whitson may raise his right arm. He did not.
Just 3 walks and 50 at bats. It's time to take a siesta. He's aggressive. Only 3 walks.
Another good breaking ball swung on and missed. Let's go to Joel.
Now, Fizz, in that first at bat, we saw Mike Moustakas looking like he was maybe flirting a little bit with that third base line, maybe going the other way, beating the shift. No one has been shifted more in baseball this year than Mike Moustakas, and I talked to him about that the other day. Of course, the shift is nothing new for him. He is used to this when Detroit broke it out on opening day a number of years ago. And he said that it doesn't freak him out. He's comfortable with it. And he said as far as going the other way and trying to beat the shift, It's not so much something he does all the time to keep them honest. It just depends how he's feeling at the plate on any given day.
Well, Lucas Giolito pitching very well in the third inning, throwing a quick and easy third, 2-0 Chicago. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Ford, going further so you can. White Sox lead at 2-0 on a home run by Daniel Palka. The Royals sent their man, Bert Smith, for 2 innings, and we knew it would be a bullpen by committee today, so the Royals bringing on Brian Flynn, and this is our Chevy call to the bullpen.
Flynn, he's continuing to impress as this season goes on. Really has some good stuff. At his height, he's able to pitch downhill, throw a lot of ground balls out there off the hitter's bats. 3.71 ERA, 26th appearance.
And he may have pitched his best game of the year on Tuesday in Minnesota, working a season high 4 scoreless innings with 1 hit allowed. Marked the 14th time he's pitched at least 2 innings out of the bullpen, so he is ready to go and stretched out, and hopefully he'll be able to give the Royals 3, maybe 4.
You know, everybody gets on base. His power sinker has induced 12 double plays. It's the most by any reliever in the majors. Very effective.
And I like Ned Yost bringing him on in this situation. Moncada has been much better hitter against right-handers than he has against lefties.
I mean, big difference in the splits. We saw him yesterday.
He's down in the count 1-2. He doesn't even look comfortable up there on the right side.
You know what? It's totally different look. I was talking with assistant hitting coach of the White Sox today, Greg Sparks, and I talked to him about the subject. I approached in game yesterday. It was about, hey, look, he's so young. It's too early to scrap the right side of the plate and make him a left-handed hitter. Period. He said, yeah, it's way too young for this young man. He's a natural right-handed hitter. So he's just not getting enough reps, not getting enough at-bats on the right side. That's the whole difference. So, you know, it's too early to make a judgment on a young player, especially talented like he is.
And this is where Flynn has to be aggressive. To not walk the leadoff batter, a guy with speed who struggles against lefty pitching. But he does, and it is a leadoff walk to start the bottom of the third.
Fans purchase 20 or more tickets for a single game and receive a 20% discount. That's right, group tickets are available for all home games, and groups of 20 or more can save big. Suites and party areas are also available on a nightly basis. So plan your company event or get together with friends or coworkers today. Call 816-504-4040 or email groupsales@royals.com to start planning your next big event.
Flynn goes to first base. Hud, you were talking about that good sinking fastball that induces a lot of double plays. Well, this might be that time you'd like to see that.
Yep. Especially Flynn, you know, save him some pitches. Six, 6'7", 250. He's a big guy. Got to find that zone.
Foul. Had very pleasant conditions all 3 days, even though we had a little bit of a rain before yesterday's game, which caused a 20-minute delay. And they got it started. No stoppage, and the Royals won 5-0. Danny Duffy was terrific, 7 shutout innings. Runner went. Ball hit to right field. It's going to be caught by Bonifacio. They got a great chance at a double play, and there it is. Nicely done.
That's right. And, you know, Bonifacio had a little more time, but he's pointing at Lucas Duda right now. Is Bonifacio saying, thanks for making that pick, because that was a short hop. It wasn't easy. And it was nice to see Whitley and Mondesi deke the runner. Moncada, that's perfect. Tricked him enough to sit down, but look at that pick by Duda. Watch the runner now. He's not looking, so he don't know. He picks it up, but double play's a double play, whether it's ground ball induced or not, Fizz.
That's 13 now, induced by Brian Flynn. And that erases the mistake he made by walking the leadoff man Moncada. So now he has to face Bray with nobody on. That's always good to see. 2 balls and no strikes. We're talking about Abreu being one of the most complete hitters in the game. 4 straight years, 30 home runs, 100 RBIs. Chicago, it seems like, has always led baseball and scouting in Cuba, attracting Cuban athletes. Whether it was Jose Contreras in years past or Abreu now. And who was the shortstop they had for a number of years? I can see him, just can't remember his name. Alexei Ramirez. Now Moncada, who they were acquired from the Boston Red Sox, but they already had a good relationship with the Moncada family, because Chicago had recruited him as well. Alka has our Dodge drive of the game. Came back in the first inning with a man on.
It was a drive, a line drive. Wow. He reminds me of Dan Pasqua, former White Sox player. Strong, big build.
He was here yesterday, part of the '93 celebration, correct?
He was. Just a 17-degree launch angle on that home run, and that is one of the lowest. You'll see.
Palka is 2 for 2. Now 11 hits and only 20 times up against Kansas City this year. He and Davidson have just worn out Kansas City pitching.
Head to the K on Saturday, July 21st as we honor a Royals fan favorite with the Amos Otis bobblehead giveaway presented by KCA. First 20,000 fans in the gates will receive a bobblehead before watching the Royals take on the Twins at 6:15. Tickets available now at royals.com/promotions.
In the dirt, gets away, a run will score.
Hate to give him any more runs, especially an opportunity to win this final game here. Drew Butera with a little backhand there. Might have wanted to stay down a little bit more on that. Thumbs out. Got by him.
Yeah, all 3 runs with 2 out also. Rose got that big double play on fly ball struck by Sanchez, but then a walk, a single, a wild pitch. That good sinker usually fouled down and in to a right-handed batter off of that left leg of Leori Garcia. To left field a hit. Hawkins coming around, throw by Gordon. Not in time, 4-0 Chicago.
Flynn having a little rough time with his command. The breaking ball just stayed up a little bit. Garcia, pesky hitter. Palka runs well for a big man.
That's where the wild pitch really hurt, because if Abreu's on second base on that ball, third base coach may hold him.
Yep.
Abreu at third base.
Little things.
Matt Davidson takes strike 1. Four runs, 5 hits for Chicago. No runs, 2 hits for the Royals. Final game before the All-Star break. I know New York and Cleveland have had a good battle between contenders in the East and the leader in the Central, and right now they're tied at 2 in the 7th inning in that game at Progressive Field in Cleveland. Here it is 4-0. White Sox leading the Royals. Davidson strikes out. Flynn slaps his hand into the glove, unhappy with himself as he gave up 2 runs in his third. All-Star Game on Tuesday, and you can catch baseball's biggest stars for an unforgettable show from the nation's capital. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game Tuesday at 6:30 only on Fox, or stream it live on the Fox Sports app. I know you were talking with Paul Molitor of the Twins, who's the skipper there, and he was talking about his respect of Salvador Perez and what he means to a team and to a pitching staff.
Yep, and how it affects Molitor's coaching, his management style.
And here is the University of Kansas Health System injury report. It's about Perez replacing Wilson Ramos, who is out with a left hamstring strain. Thus Perez, who is hauled in, and Salvi gets the start.
You know, this is great news, and Ryan Lefevre does a nice job interviewing Ned every day before the radio and gets a lot of information. And Ned didn't find out till this morning, as he went to bed at 7 o'clock last night. Said he had an early night. And said he was really excited that A.J. Hinch texted him this morning and said he'd like to start Salvi for 5 innings if possible. You know, so he was going to be easy on him. So I like that respect between the two managers. But you know, those most consecutive All-Stars starts among catchers is impressive. And look at those names. There's only 8 catchers in the MLB history who've made more All-Star teams than Salvi. You know, Yogi's on there, Johnny Bench, Juan Rodriguez the same, Gary Carter, another.
And those were just the AL catchers we showed you, and Yogi went to 18 All-Star games. Hard to believe.
Roy Campanella, Yadier Molina. Salvi's in that company. That's really impressive, and something that the Royals organization can really be proud of, as well as his family.
Giolito finding his groove. He has retired 8 of the last 9 Royals. Facing Lucas Duda. Foul back. Time now for today's sprint trivia question. Prior to Tuesday's All-Star game, name the last 3 players to start 5 consecutive All-Star games. Prior to Tuesday, so Salvi is not in there. Ball pulled to the right side. And 2 out. Well, how about Mike Trout?
6th year this year. He's been an All-Star every year, I believe. Been in the MVP running.
But has he been voted in and been a starter each and every year? I'm not sure.
To start.
How many years has it been for Bryce Harper?
These guys are all in their 5th, 6th years. Time's flying.
Paulo Orlando to left field, and the catch is made, and Giolito setting into a good groove here for the White Sox. about the job that Jacob deGrom of the New York Mets has done, a member of the Carhartt starting rotation. That rotation is part of the Strikeouts for Vets, a campaign that he's put together to benefit military veterans. And we salute you, Jacob deGrom, for reaching out and being a man of service. Ball fouled off by the leadoff batter Tim Anderson, who popped up to short his first time up. What was it? How about the All-Star game? Was it 6 consecutive starts? The last few players that have done that.
Our question?
Was that the question?
You're asking me?
Yes.
Let's throw it up there again for everybody.
Prior to this season, name the last 3 players to start 5 straight All-Star games. How about Miguel Cabrera? That's going to be an official guess. Miguel Cabrera. Strike 1. That's hard to believe. How about Jose Altuve? You say yes?
I think we should. No. Wait a minute. Whoa, easy. Let's not strike out early. But
up the middle, cut off by Mondesi, and he'll throw out Tim Anderson. I know we mentioned Harper, but Rizzo of the Chicago Cubs has been around, and Cubs always, their fans always vote well.
Not that long.
Okay. Well, Jeter's been retired for a while, but you know he was voted in as the starter every single year. Moustakas. Good start for Flynn after a rough one in that 3rd inning, although he got the first 2 outs after the walk, then the double play, and then a walk, single, wild pitch, single scored 2. So he'll really want to bear down here to keep the Royals in this game.
Now, you know, just continue to use the ground ball. Watch Moose, though. See, Moose, rarely do you see a player back up on a ball, but he picked the long hop there. If you see a ball that's a high bouncer and you need to move back, it's okay, but most of the time be ready to attack the ball.
Are you still studying your notes on the All-Star selection?
This being the last day, I'm counting on the fans to make their selection.
Fouled off. How about Andrew McCutchen when he went through that great time with the Pittsburgh Pirates?
He had a nice run.
I just don't know if he made 5 straight starts. Salvi will make his 5th straight start, but this is before Tuesday, so he's made 4 in a row. And there is a got him play. Way to go, Brian Flynn. Good comeback 4th inning. 3 ground ball outs. We hit to the 5th, 4-0 Chicago.
Moose, what a play.
brought to you by Pizza Ranch. Hungry for legendary pizza and chicken? It's Pizza Ranch for the win. And join the Brotherhood of Muscle at the Dodge Summer Clearance Event and get a great deal. It's one of the beautiful churches in downtown Chicago, where you go right off Michigan Avenue, and there are only a couple buildings that survived that great Chicago fire from a long time ago. There's a guy in a Royals cowboy hat that from that country and western night we had.
Gentleman comes every year. Fizz is a great fan. Like to give you his name, but I can't. He told me not to say it.
We'll call him George.
Gives him away.
Alex Gordon, the batter. Flied out to left field his first time up. Giolito has retired 10 of the last 11 Royals. Fouled out of play left side. How about Albert Pujols?
No.
You don't think so?
No. You already struck one. Let me throw one in there.
Okay.
How about Ichiro Suzuki?
Good guess. Way to go, Hud.
Ding, ding, ding. He's right. All right. Let me go ahead and carry it, Fizz.
Please do.
I'm letting you throw all your. That's going to hook. Too bad. That would have been extra bases. Good swing. How about Yadier Molina over your guy Pujols?
I'm trusting you.
That's not an official guess, by the way.
Good comeback.
No,
good comeback because you're right.
How about Robinson Cano?
Ooh, really?
That's an official guess.
Gordon strikes out, number 4 for Giolito. Here is the Pizza Ranch for the win. Lucas Giolito.
Well, he's not doing too badly. He's hitting his spots. There's a called look in there. They've got Whitley on the outside part of the look like a little cutter. There's a changeup. Nicely done right there. He's so far so good. 4 punch outs. Changeups away. He's working it.
Now Mondesi, who reached in a double his first time up, going opposite field and splitting the gap between the left fielder Polka and the center fielder Engel. Popped him up, shallow center. Anderson, 2 outs.
Okay, we got one more to win. Counting on you.
You pulled. I think you still have 2 strikes to go because you pulled your Yadi Molina guess.
No. We have 1 strike to go.
Okay.
And then we have 1 more to win.
At first I was thinking of more recent players, but one of the hints was since 2000.
Thanks.
Well, I'm just saying Albert Pujols has been one of baseball's greatest players in that time.
Go ahead if you're
I'm just saying, trying to get guys who have had incredible consistency.
And Miguel Cabrera hasn't?
I know.
I'm a little surprised that's a miss.
I thought for sure he would have been voted in 5 straight years. He won 3 MVPs. Two and one. You think Mike Trout?
I think that's a good possibility, Fizz. How can you go wrong with Mike Trout? We'll let you give the answer. That way, if you strike out, you can live with that over the break. I don't have to.
I am going to be tossing my granddaughters into a lake in Michigan, throwing them off the dock, listening to their laughter. Hud, because I cannot have the burden of that guilt on my 5-hour drive to the lake in Michigan. Please.
Yes, you can.
Throw it out there. Called strike 3, and Giolito with 5 strikeouts. We'll come back with Rex's guess right after this. May 29th versus Minnesota, 14th inning. Alcides Escobar with a walk-off home run.
See Salvi and Moose jumping out of that dugout, the excitement of that. Way to go. Esky with a walk-off homer. That was special.
Now a new pitcher is Enny Romero, and he will face the top of the order in Yoan Moncada, Yolmer Sanchez, Jose Abreu. And Enny is our Chevy call to the bullpen, pitching in his 8th game this year.
And he's got a good hard fastball, mid to upper 90s. Slider changeup.
Again, throwing strikes, a 1-2 count to Moncada, who has been on twice with a single and a walk. Scored a run on the home run by Palka in the first. He's doubled up on the fly out by Sanchez into a double play.
We have 2 American League All-Stars, but only need 1 name. There's 2 of them. So since he hit a foul ball there and that ball boy made such a nice play on that ball, I'm going to guess Mike Trout. I'm going with a conviction. That's my gut feeling. Mike Trout.
Oh, man.
Well,
Here is the answer to the question.
This question. You know what?
Hamilton.
I knew Jeter, but I didn't. Why didn't you stay with Jeter?
Well, I should have, but you know, at first I thought it was because it was so recent.
Quit making excuses, and next
you're
time
right.
we go with your conviction.
I have to take that guilt with me of this last before the All-Star break loss. Moncada, meantime, really gets into one.
No guilt there.
And hammers it out. That is home run number 12 for Moncada. And Chicago leads now 5-0.
Bow lottery replay, that 95 on the inner half. Good, quick swing. Nice little hip load, but he's strong. And we just got to talking about his previous at bat about didn't have much numbers from the right side, but that's his natural side. He hit that one with some authority.
Sanchez with a 1-1 count. Sanchez goes down on strikes. Romero stays with the Heat, this time at 96 miles an hour.
Enjoy a double play of savings with the new Summer Fun Pack from the Royals and Worlds of Fun. Pick any Royals game and also get a Worlds of Fun ticket. All with a discount. To learn more, visit royals.com/summerfun.
All of a sudden we have a little cloud cover here in Chicago. The lights are not on. It's got a little darker on the field. Abreu to center. Orlando has room. 2 outs.
And he beat him on that one. Got in on him. Couldn't barrel. Let's check it out. Let's see. He's got good power. He's coming in. You know, that's a four-seamer hard boring in, and you can tell it just got in on him. And then when we say get in on him, that means he couldn't barrel it inside of his barrel. Under his barrel.
Strike one to Daniel Palka, who homered to give Chicago the early lead in inning number 1, and then singled and scored. In inning number 3, and that's when Chicago added 2 more to make it 4-0. They've homered here in the 5th to make it 5-0 White Sox. Two and two. Palka is 3 for 3. He hits about 200 against everybody else, but over 500 against Kansas City.
I'm just staying, you know, on the ball, aggressive. Looking to hit, not looking to watch. That's off the end, and the bat died a hero. He'll take the knock.
A little bit of good news from around the minor leagues. Last night, Trevor Oaks pitched another gem. I know he has struggled a bit at the big league level, but he is leading the PCL with a 1.84 ERA through almost 7 scoreless innings last night and a 1-0 win. Off the end of the glove of Moustakas, and it will be an infield hit for Garcia. He too is 3 for 3. So hitters 4 and 5. Palka and Garcia 6 for 6 in this game.
Nice try. Now that ball would have went through. Had Moose not have made that attempt, it would have been clean. Good try.
Strike one. Wilmington Ball Club won 16-1 yesterday. Nick Heath had 4 hits. DJ Burt, Angelo Castellano had 3 hits each. Base hit right field. Coming around is Palka, and they'll hold him there, and the throw is a wild one, but saved by Butera. And now Chicago will have the bases loaded, and Romero having a difficult time getting that final out of this 5th inning. The Royals are still in it right now, but for how long? Anderson 0 for 2 with a pop-up and ground up. Two 2-0. No place to put Anderson. Fair ball. Palka scores. Garcia scores. Davidson to third. It's 7-0. Romero has thrown 24 pitches, but has given up 3 runs in this 5th inning. The Royals bullpen starting to get busy. It looked like Jason Adam started to stretch down in the Casey pen, and Cal Eldred is to come out for a visit, trying to settle down any Romero.
Well, there's 2 outs. I mean, they're counting on him getting out here. I mean, he's just too much in the middle of the plate.
Well, the Chicago defenders have been very good in the stands. I mean, we've seen some fine catches on foul balls.
I think we should make this gentleman our Pepsi fan of the game. How about that? Like one-handed right by the security officers. It didn't screen him one bit, even though he had every excuse in the world to have dropped that. He didn't. Right in front of his kid. What's the way to set an example, huh?
Here's Kevin Smith. Fair ball. 2 more will score. 9-0 Chicago.
You know, before the game, we knew that Burt Smith was making his 2nd start as a Royal, and it wasn't going to, he wasn't going to last very long. So we just were hoping that the rest of the bullpen guys would come in and be able to do their jobs, but it hadn't happened. They've just found a little bit too much to the plate. The White Sox are hitting that ball; they're not missing it.
Burt Smith went 2, gave up 2 runs. Brian Flynn went 2, gave up 2 runs, and now Enny Romero has gone almost 1 inning and has given up 5. Engel is the 9th White Sox to bat in this inning, and mercifully the inning will end on a grounder to short. 9-0 Chicago. Witt will lead things off. Vehicles of summer. Steve Physiak, Rex Hudler, Joe Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery with you in Chicago, Illinois. The White Sox with a 9-0 lead. The Royals knew they would go by bullpen by committee. Smith, Flynn, and Romero have struggled in the first 5 innings of this one. But the 6th inning is our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is Roy Barker from Wellington, Missouri. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Roy, you get $4,700. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park in the inning, Roy will win $25,000 from Sonic and the Royals.
Pulling for you, Roy. Roy, way to go, man.
Roy Barker, right?
That's right. Get him some cake for the All-Star break.
Let's see if Witt can continue his success. He walked his first time up, struck out his second, but he has hit safely in 14 of the last 15. And a guy, regardless of the score, he always competes in every single at-bat.
Can't afford to give any away. You only have so many in your career.
Strike in there. I remember Pete Rose talking about that. He was battling incredibly hard when he was 4 for 4 in a game and got that 5th hit, and Tommy Helms, I beg your pardon, who was his teammate, said, golly, Pete, you've already won the game and you're at it like it's the Super Bowl. And he goes, hey, tomorrow I might go 0 for 4, so I'm going after it every single time. It was a strikeout. Let's go to Joel.
Well, guys, wanted to pass on a cool story and a little shout out. The Kansas City Urban Youth Academy, we talk about the academy all the time. They have a team playing in the Commissioner's Cup tournament in Washington, D.C. as part of the All-Star Week celebrations. And the Kansas City team won today, so they will play Philadelphia in the championship game tomorrow. So we want to wish all of them good luck. What a great way to begin the festivities. And, of course, the Futures game coming up later tonight, and then to the All-Star game on Fox on Tuesday. So a lot going on baseball-wise in the nation's capital.
Yeah, especially for Kansas City. That's awesome. And, you know, Matias Fizz, your home run hitting young prospect for the Royals, he was voted best power potential.
Your best power potential of any international player in that Futures game, leading the minor leagues in home runs with 26. Sully Matias. He's at our Class A Lexington Ball Club.
And watch him tonight, this evening. It's amazing, you know, that Futures game, You don't know a lot of their names now, but you do in 5 years, 4 years. Almost every major star that you hear about in Major League Baseball today played in that Futures game.
I'm trying to remember some of the names from the 2012 Futures game that was played in Kansas City the day before the All-Star game, and just some incredible talent there. So many already in the big leagues. Down low. I think that was the first time I saw Francisco Lindor and Jose Fernandez.
Will Myers.
There is ball four, so Bonifacio is on for the second time.
Fox Sports Kansas City, Cox Communications, Sports Radio, KFH, 1240 AM and 97.5 are bringing Wichita's best fans to the K on the Raised Royal Fan Express on July 21st. For more information, go to royals.com/fanexpress.
Now Mike Moustakas. Moose 0 for 1, walked his first time up. I wanted to get your thoughts on the St. Louis Cardinals. They usually stay with their manager for a long time. When a manager leaves, it's usually he retires like Tony La Russa did, but St. Louis, Mike Matheny is fired as manager of the St. Louis Cardinals. Ground ball second. They've got one and they've got two. So I'll get your thoughts when we come back. Final game before the All-Star break, leading 9-0. The new pitcher for KC will be Jason Adam.
Jason is bringing his numbers down, especially the ERA time. This is his 21st opportunity to pitch for Ned Yost. Opponents aren't doing a lot off him. 221, especially recently. He's been good. Hard mid-90s fastball. Good curve changeup. Attack the zone down.
Moncada up for the fourth time. He has singled, walked, and homered. He has walked 5 times in this series. That is unusual because he's such a free swinger, leading the major leagues in strikeouts. .35 extra base hits already for this dynamic young player out of Cuba, just 22 years of age. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just quick thoughts on St. Louis firing Mike Matheny. Cardinals are in danger of missing the playoffs in 3 straight years for the first time since 1997 through 99.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's, it had to be in the middle of the season. But Mike, you know what? He's a good skipper. He'll land on his feet somewhere. They'll figure out what they're going to do.
Mike Schilt takes over as the manager, the interim manager. He was their bench coach. And there's a base hit to right field. Now we'll get to the wall, and Moncada will not stop at second. A triple.
That'll be scored a double and an error.
Yeah, I was watching his base running. I didn't see that.
Yeah, there's a slight bobble here. Watch this. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. That's all it takes.
So it's a double and an E9. So that means Moncada is a triple shy of the cycle. We had that in game 1 with Leori Garcia, who had single, doubled, and homered. Sanchez 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, and he also flied into a double play. Takes a mighty rip. Line drive base hit to left field. It is 10-0 Chicago as Sanchez picks up his 42nd RBI this year. Royals trying to give some of their veterans a rest. Hunter Dozier takes over for Mike Moustakas at third base. Now Abreu.
I was talking to Ned before the game about the opportunity he has to share with his team before they go out on the 4 or 5 day break, and they can, does he have a meeting and talk about being responsible and taking care of yourself? And he said, of course we do. That's a manager's job. And I said, well, what did you share with him? And he goes, just stay out of the deer stand. Everybody should be all right. We laughed. That was a good line.
Of course, Ned was injured in the offseason, broke his pelvis, and was sidelined for a long time. It's good to see him back in the hotel workout room, getting his treadmill work in, because he does that every day.
Yeah, that's he's
Stay out of the deer stand.
Yeah, that was a great line. Friday nights, our best spin at the K with Buck Night and summer fireworks. Come out every Friday home game during the summer and enjoy hot dogs and peanuts for just $1. Stay after the game for a fireworks spectacular right from your seats. Join us for our next Buck Night and fireworks on July 20th when the Royals host the Twins at 7:15. Tickets available now at Royals.com.
Strike in there. Abreu 0 for 2 with the walk and a run scored. Jason Adam gets a strikeout of Jose Abreu, and that's the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning.
Like how he went 3-0 and came right back and got it. So that's a good boost of confidence for him. This is the test right here. Can he get Daniel Palka out?
Palka 3 for 3. A homer in the first, a single run scored in the third, a single run scored in the fifth. And he takes strike one. You were talking about Ned, and he was talking the other day about the benefit of the All-Star break, catching your breath, getting away from the game, kind of like doing a reboot for the second half.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot to that for any team, whether you're going good or not, or going not so good. It's a refresher. It's a time to really relax, get in the water with some floaties, just kind of hang out, let the muscles recover. I think water is really good exercise for you. There's non-bearing weight in water. You can walk, run, float. And just be careful what you do. You know, but it's a recharger. There's no question.
And for Ned and his staff, and for many of his players, they didn't have a chance to rest in 15 and 16 after they went to back-to-back World Series in 14 and 15. And of course, he had to manage those American League clubs and chose many of his coaches to join him.
That's right. It's a lot of work. Lots involved with that too.
We finally get the mighty Palka, who strikes out.
I think it's important to note too that, you know, in 15 they won. Those All-Star game meant something. Ned was able to win it and get home field advantage for his team, for the American League. In 14 and then 15 they had their own. So it's more of an exhibition game.
And then it was for home field advantage in the World Series. Swing and a miss, and it certainly was advantageous for Kansas City in 15.
It was.
Winning those first two at the K, and going on the road and being able to wrap it up in New York. Pop foul backing out of play, and Dozier does go over for a look, but it's about 4 rows back. With the fastball up, runs the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Jason Adam, after giving up a run, he gets 3 straight strikeouts of Abreu, Palka, and Garcia. That's a great memory from the 2016 All-Star game. Former Royal Johnny Cueto delivering to Salvador Perez, who hammered it out. That was the year both Perez and Eric Hosmer went deep in the All-Star game.
That's a big stage to be on.
Sure
a lot
is.
of eyeballs watching. Oh
Man, that kind of chewed up the bat.
well, I'll say either better at the bat than his fingers. Whew, that looked really close.
We don't need Salvador Perez getting hurt, but
No, that was a fastball that ran in. He just look at how close that came to his knuckles.
yeah.
3 inches. Nice.
Probably vibration felt all the way down to your toes. Knock foul. Perez singled his first time up, but the Royals had a runner thrown out at the plate. And then he grounded out to short in the fourth. 1 for 2. Anderson. 1 out. And it appears we will have a pitching change here as Giolito throwing 102 pitches, but in line to grab his 6th win of the year with a huge 10-0 lead. Pounding. Royal pitching leading 10-0. Giolito only allowed 2 hits. 3 walks came early.
Yeah, the ring of fire can burn, Fizz.
Ooh.
He looked pretty good. You know, he did a nice job. Got a nice ovation by his home crowd.
One of his best performances of the year. And now Luis Avilan will take over. He's tough against lefties, and he will face Lucas Duda here, and then Paulo Orlando, and then Alex Gordon.
Sure does. You know, he's got the big looping curveball, but he sets it up with a mid-90s fastball. Change up to righties.
Duda 0 for 2 today and looking for his first hit of this series. Knocks that one down the line. That's a fair ball. It will roll into the corner, and ball girl almost went after it. And I'm not sure if she touched it. If she touched it, that would be a ground rule double, but she reached for it, or he did, I beg your pardon.
Okay, look at it with his high flamingo kick, loads up the hips. Nice job, turn on the inside fastball. Like it. Watch him go, watch him load up. He's gonna take the hands back. When the leg comes up, the hands go back. See, this is a little going back here. You got it all ties together, all this, and then foot down, step down just right before contact. Good swing.
Now Orlando.
Too bad that security guard didn't touch the ball. That would have been a nice double for Duda. Watch him. He made a stab for it, but he missed it. One security guard had it right. You know, you want to stay away from that. The other guy, he's the one to make the play. He wanted to get in the game. Fizz, I don't blame him.
Yeah, you've got to keep your eyes on that first base umpire. He's the one who immediately ruled fair ball.
Sometimes they want to get in the game. Look at that guy. He's got his glasses on, and he's, you know, got his glove. He wants to play. Too bad didn't hit his glove though. If it hits his glove, even with that long lace that's hanging there, they'd have gave him second base.
Just the Royals' third hit of the day. They had a single by Perez in the first, a double by Mondesi in the second, and now a single by Duda in the seventh. To right field. Garcia with the catch, 2 out.
Hey Royals fans, if you can't catch a game on TV, you can stream games live on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, stream the Royals. It's presented by Miller Lite.
Alex 0 for 2. Ball 1. Boston beat Toronto 5-2, and New York lost to Cleveland 5-2. So the Red Sox now with a 4.5 game lead in the American League East. There's a little roller past the mound, picked off by Moncada. Flips to first base in time. A shutout 7th inning for Chicago's defense. And we'll stay here and listen to the singing of God Bless America, sung by Jen Porter.
Ladies and gentlemen, at Major League ballparks across America each Sunday, the singing of God Bless America is performed in support of our country and our men and women stationed overseas. Please welcome Jen Porter for the singing of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
City is brought to you by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealer. Here in Chicago, the White Sox with a big lead over Kansas City, 10-0. Royals will bring on a new pitcher, Glenn Sparkman. He's pitching in his 3rd game. He was drafted by the Royals, then moved to Toronto, and now back with KC.
Slow curve got him on that one.
Mondesi's got to be quick, and is, and gets Davidson just in time.
Yeah, way to attack that ball. Mondesi, quick in. Big slow curve by Sparkman. That was a good pitch. Got him out in front. Watch him attack that ball. This is exactly what you do. Come in, see how he's making a little circular motion towards first base to help him with his momentum on his throw. Nicely done.
Anderson 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI double in inning number 5. White Sox with 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, 5 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th. Two outs.
That's nicely done, and he's going to go 89 to 95 with his fastball. Sometimes it has a little bit of giddy up. It has some late life. Snappy slider. We saw the curve and the changeup.
He's from Ganado, Texas, about an hour and a half from Houston area. Glenn Sparkman was telling me that his mom, Mary Ann, was really influential in his baseball upbringing. He said she caught me all the way through up. All the way into high school. Growing up. Look at that, 97 on the outside corner.
Yeah, how about that's a little giddy up there.
He was the Royals' 20th round pick in 2013 out of Wharton Junior College, Texas. Good pitch there.
That's a good curve, especially good change of speed variation from 95 to 97. That's going to trick a lot of hitters.
He was a starter at Omaha, had success there, but his velocity obviously up moving into the Royals bullpen here in 2018.
Sparkman has a good competitive nature. He's got a little fiery personality. Good stuff to go with it. Nice inning.
He's going to work a 1-2-3-7.
Wow.
Good job by Glenn Sparkman. 18. We go back to June 22nd at Houston. Rosell Herrera with a tremendous catch, robbing Alex Bregman. And then, Hud, what would he do in the top of the ninth?
Got the game-winning hit. Kidding me, on a triple, and then look at him. He's going really good.
This is this morning.
He's been blessed.
Rosaline Drive Herrera was born this morning at 9:14.
She's beautiful. Way to go, Rosie.
Good to see him back this weekend. Got a new pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, Genmar Gomez. We saw him a little bit on Friday in the White Sox 9-6 victory.
Boy, I tell you, he got a lot of zeros, doesn't he, Fizz? Those are some good numbers. Now that
one game.
Yeah, that opponent average 5.00. That's not so good, but small sample size.
Yeah. It's like 1 for 2.
Yeah, I remember first hit of the year. If you're your first time up, the next time you come up, you're batting 1,000.
It's up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's like, what? I'm hitting 1,000. Not for long.
Here is Mondesi, who has doubled and popped up. Gomez has been around Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Milwaukee, now the White Sox. Hit well center field and deep, and that ball is gone. Home run, Mondesi.
Third on the season. We saw him go to the opposite field left-handed earlier in the game.
And just like we promised you, it's time for the Miller Lite Hold True moment.
That little two-seamer stayed in the middle, and he didn't miss it. Showed you how he has the ability to barrel that ball and going gap to gap. Now this one here went out of the yard. I mean, this is phenomenal talent.
And those are some of the little things we wanted to see. We talked about in the pregame with Joel and Monty about things that you want to see, the effort, the energy, the focus, and Glenn Sparkman, the job that he did in the bottom of the 7th inning, and a guy like Mondesi, what his potential can become, and you want to see him get comfortable and confident in this second half.
That's right.
Be a big piece to our success in the future.
No doubt.
But just his ability to have that nice, easy swing, and the ball just seems to jump off his bat.
Either side of the plate, he's got pop from the right side as well.
Now Drew Butera down that left field line, but it's hooking and going foul, and that's what I was visiting with Terry Bradshaw the other day about. He said his skills are so elite, but as soon as he begins to slow the game down and also understand what is his pitch, and that can be difficult when you're trying to prove yourself at the big league level.
Better believe it is. A lot of mind games you play with yourself.
Butera to left field. But there for the catch is Palka.
I knew you wanted to see it, the StatCast, Fizz. We're going to show it to you right here, bud. Check it out. Mondesi, good, easy swing. Exit velo, just under 110. 22 degrees, 414. There's the numbers. Backspin. That's the key to hit speed. Oh, nice play by the fan. I missed that. What a clean catch. Two-seamer, barrel.
Merrifield 0 for 2 with a walk. 108 hits this year. Came in tied for 8th in the American League. The leader was Jose Altuve. Nothing new about that. Altuve with 129 hits entering the day. Gene Segura right behind him at 119. Down the line. It might be the 30th double for Witt. It is.
Nicely done. Calling all Shocker fans. Come out to the K Friday, July 20th for Wichita State night when the Royals host the Twins at 7:15. Purchase a themed ticket to receive the exclusive Royals cap featuring Wichita State logo and colors. Presented by Fox Sports Kansas City and Rally House. Tickets available now at royals.com/theme tickets. See you out there. Nice colors. Some K-State fans up there. Fizz, some of your buddies.
Him all.
Check them out.
100-man a Wildcat. Tried to check his swing, but went. Bonifacio needs a hit to extend his hit streak to 8 consecutive games. Seemed like he hurt his left hand on that swing, on that check swing, I should say.
Puts a lot of stress on the hands when you do that. And the bat. Let's look at what this does now. When you're going, you're saying, I'm gonna swing, swing, swing. No, I'm not. You gotta put, you know, you gotta lock in the brakes with your hands, and it hurts. And there's one time I saw Don Baylor, the late great Don Baylor, check a swing and the bat snapped in two. That's how strong he was. Never seen anything like it.
We've seen broken bats where the ball left the yard for a home run.
Yep. It's interesting, you know, you bring that up is because there's, you know, 3 different kinds of wood that the players use nowadays. You know, they have a birch, maple, and an ash. Those are the 3 basic bats that they use. And there's a big difference between the maple and ash. That maple bat, it cracks and snaps. And the ash bats, they splinter. So, and birch is a popular wood for a lot of them. Ooh, good 2-seamer.
What did you look for in a good bat?
I wanted bats with hits in it, Fizz. Come on.
But I'm saying when you picked it up, before you found out if it had hits in it or not.
I like the thicker the grain.
Okay.
Thick grain. The thicker the better. And I always get my bats flame tempered. And then you can order them any color you want. But when you have them flame tempered, you can see the grain. And some players thought that the thinner the grain, the harder the wood. But I like the thick grain because it was like a golf club. You could groove it. After you use it for a few times, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 at bats, you know, you would put it in your game, and you only use that in the game. It would groove, and the golf club has a groove, so it grips the golf ball when you hit it. It puts some backspin on it. Same way with a baseball bat. And now the maple, we didn't have maple in my time, but the maple are hard. It's a real hard wood, and a lot of the players like those. They're popular.
And sometimes they get lacquered.
Yeah, they're all.
Then you can't see the grain. Which is,
you can't. So that's why they have that spot on the bat. If you'll check out Dozier's bat, we'll see it. We'll see a little spot on there, and that's because it's especially approved by Major League Baseball, and it helps the hitters know where the grain is.
Dozier is the final out. Adalberto Mondesi hit his 3rd home run of the year, and the Royals on the scoreboard. Cleveland, Yankees, and Indians. Edwin Encarnacion, with the Yankees leading, blasts a 2-run home run to tie it, and Cleveland goes on to win 5-2. So the Indians continue to lead the American League Central by plenty. 8 games over the Minnesota Twins. Meantime, New York losing and Boston winning. That gives the Red Sox a 4.5 game lead, and out at first base is the leadoff batter Adam Engel for Chicago in the last of the 8th inning.
Hunter Dozier, wow, check this play out. He backed up a little bit, shuffled his feet, threw a good one over there, and again, Lucas Duda with his second nice pick of the day. He stayed with that big hop right there, got rid of it. That's a nice play. The pick was even sweeter. It wasn't a short hop that landed on the grass. He showed a little bit of rid and troll there, Fizz. That's getting rid of it with some petrol on it.
Did he ever?
Yeah. There's some plays you got to get rid of it and put a little troll on it.
Now Moncada, who is a triple shy of the cycle. Last time up, he wound up on third, but because the ball was bobbled in the right field corner by Bonifacio, they ruled it a double and an error on Bonifacio. Popped up left side. 2 out. The Royals schedule after the All-Star break will open against the Minnesota Twins and then have 3 with the Tigers on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, and on the road for 3 teams, the Yankees for 4. Day off back here in Chicago, then at Minnesota, and then we're back home to finish July against or to extend into August against the Cubs and St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, that'll be fun. Cubs are coming to the town. All right.
Sparkman has faced 5, retired all 5. That has been a bright sign today for KC.
Hey, looks good. Aggressive. First pitch he threw was a breaking ball, ground ball out.
First 4 pitchers did have a rough time. Smith gave up 2, Flynn gave up 2, Romero gave up 5, Adam gave up 1. Two balls, 2 strikes. Glenn Sparkman sharp through his 2 innings of work. The 9th we go. White Sox by 9.
For All-Star Salvador Perez and his team, the get back in this one. Coming up after the contest on Boulevard Royals Live, you know, Rick Renneria told us the other day about searching for positives. There's always some positives, even when it's going poorly. And Adalberto Mondesi would certainly be that positive today, showing off his power and a glimpse of what might be coming in the future. Plus, we'll take a look back at the first half for the Royals, get you ready for the second half, and then it is off for 4 days. And then we'll be back for more on Friday.
Indeed.
Be safe, Joel.
No, I'm not falling out of a tree stand.
Nope.
All right, is that what Ned said to do?
Yeah, do not get in one.
Not going to be a problem.
He said stay out of it.
Mondesi today with that double back in inning number 2, and then home run to deep center field in the 8th. Perez today singled his first time up, but bounced out to short last 2 times, 1 for 3. He has raised that batting average up over the 220 mark. There's a popper to the right side, and the first baseman Davidson drifting and making the catch on Salvador Perez pop-up. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals. Royals fans here at Guaranteed Rate Field all 3 days. The people we met on Michigan Avenue who have transferred, working up here from Kansas City to Chicago, but they still love their Royals.
I've seen a lot of them on the streets, Michigan Avenue.
Popped up left side. Sanchez will take care of Duda. 2 out. Now Paulo Orlando. Santiago, a veteran, used to be a starter, now a reliever for the White Sox, and he delivers strike 1. Curveball knocked foul, and strike 2. Fouled off by Paulo Orlando. Still alive. 2 out, 2 strikes. White Sox today with 10 runs on 13 hits. The Royals with 1 run on 5 hits. 1 run supplied by Mondesi with his home run in inning number 8. And Orlando strikes out. Chicago takes the series 2 victories to 1. We'll be right back.